Very, very good morning to all of you, my friends. Welcome back. I hope you guys are doing good. So, in the previous session, we started with service costing, wherein we discussed few concepts, few questions relating to service costing. I hope you guys have practiced few questions of study material. So, let's proceed further with the remaining part of the chapter. Again, there are two more sessions. This session and one more session is there. So in this coming session, in this session and in the coming session, I'll be discussing most of the practical questions only. So let me check if there are any queries for the previous session. So Himanshu Pathak sir, I have a doubt in illustration number 5 of material. They have added kilometers of journey C to A, but didn't take into account for the weight and also in the number of journeys, 27 taken. I see. Let me check, Himanshu. During the break, I'll check this question and we'll try to discuss this question. Himanshu, don't worry. So I have to read the question carefully before proceeding to the solution. So just give me some time. No worries, Darshan. That's okay. You can check the session later on. In the next half also. So fine, let's proceed further with the remaining part of the chapter. Himanshu, I'll be addressing your query in some time. Give me some time, Himanshu. So let's start with example number 5 of the study material, what I have provided. I request you guys, example number 5 of the notes, what I have provided. I request you guys to please download the material, what I have provided. I'll be discussing example number 5 from my material. Very good morning, Himanshu. I'll be discussing this illustration. Don't worry. Very good morning, Miss Sayyed. Very good morning, Rushita, Bhumika, Darshan. Very good morning, Suraj. I think you were absent in the previous session. Good morning, Krishna. So let's start with example number 5 of my material. A mineral is transported from two mines, A and B, unloaded at plot in a railway station. So a mineral is transported from two mines, A and B, and unloaded at plot in railway station. Mine A is at a distance of 10 kilometers and B is at a distance of 15 kilometers from the railhead plot. A fleet of lorries of 5-ton carrying capacity is used for transportation of mineral from the mines. Record reveals that the lorry's average speed is 30 kilometers per hour when running and regularly take 10 minutes to unload at railway head. At mine A, loading time average is 30 minutes per load, while at mine B, the loading time is average 20 minutes per load. So they have given the details of the time. Further, the driver wages, depreciation, insurance, and taxes are found to be cost rupees 9 per hour operated. So that is the reason behind. This information that is given related to time. So herein the cost is charged depending upon the time. So it is 9 rupees per hour operated. Fuel, oil, tire repair and maintenance cost ₹1 rupee 20 paisa per kilometer. So herein we have two costs. One is dependent upon time and the second is dependent upon kilometer. So we need 2 points. First is the total time taken and second is the total distance traveled. So let's start. Draw up a statement showing the cost per ton kilometer of carrying mineral from each mine. We have to prepare a statement showing the cost per ton kilometer. For mine A and B separately. I'll be discussing this part. Don't worry. Very good morning, Anisha. Very good morning, Dikshita. So now we need to calculate first in the foremost thing the distance traveled. And the time taken. So calculation of time of operation. Mine A and B. When talking about the loading time, it is given that loading time average 30 minutes per load, while at mine, at mine A it is 30 minutes. And at mine B, the loading time is 20 minutes. When talking about unloading time, it is 10 minutes. Further travel time, we also have to consider. Further, when talking about travel time, herein the distance is given. Railway mine A is at a distance of 20 kilometers and B is at a distance of 15 kilometers. And the running speed is on an average 30 kilometers per hour. So when talking about A, it is 20 kilometers and the speed is 30 kilometers per hour. So 60 minutes, they do travel 30 kilometers. So for 20 kilometers, how much time they will take? In 60 minutes, they travel 30 kilometers. So in 20 kilometers, they will take 40 minutes. And in this case, they will take 60 minutes because the onward and return journey is of 30 kilometers. Because see, when talking about the mine A, the distance is 10 kilometers. So onward is 10 kilometers, return is 10 kilometers. So the total distance traveled is 20 kilometers. Further, when talking about the speed of the vehicle, it is 30 kilometers per hour. So 60 minutes. In an hour, there are 60 minutes. So in 60 minutes, the speed is 30 kilometers per hour. So for 20 kilometers, how much time they are going to take? 40 minutes. So similarly, when talking about mine B, the distance is 15 kilometers. So 15 kilometers onwards, 15 kilometers return. So the total distance traveled is 30 kilometers. It means they will take approx an hour. So Here it is 80 minutes. And here it is 90. Further, when talking about the distance traveled, it is 20 kilometers and 30 kilometers. So now we can easily calculate the total cost. So herein, when talking about the driver wages, depreciation, insurance, and taxes, driver wages, insurance, taxes, etc. It is rupees 9 per hour. So when talking about A, it is 80 minutes, and the per hour rate, the time taken is 80 minutes, and the per hour rate is rupees 9 per hour. So we'll convert it into hour. So this will be rupees 12. Wherein in this case they are taking 90 minutes into 9. So this will be 13.5. When talking about the cost of fuel, oil, tire, repair cost of fuel, oil, tire, etc. It is dependent upon kilometer. It is 1.20 per kilometer. So here in the first case, it is 20. So 20 into 1.2. So this will be 24. And 30 into 1.2. This will be 36. So now the total cost will be 36 and 49.5. Further, the question is asking us to calculate the cost per ton kilometer. The sum is not there in the study material, Aditya. Travel time is not clear. So see, let me complete this question first, then I'll be addressing all your queries. So herein the question is asking us to calculate the cost per ton kilometer. So now thereafter we'll start with calculation of ton kilometer. In case of A and B. When talking about A, again the capacity of the lorry is 5 tons. So herein the 5 tons they are transporting for 10 kilometers. Plus in return journey again 0 tons are transported for 10 kilometers. So my ton kilometer in first case will be 50. Similarly in second case, again 5 tons are transported for 15 kilometers. Plus in return journey, 0 tons are transported for 15 kilometers. So this will be 75. So my ton kilometers I have already calculated now. That is 50 and 75. So this will be 0.72. This will be 0.6. Now, if you guys have any queries in this part, you guys can please post your queries. So Farah Sayyed sir, travel time is not clear. So Farah, the speed of the vehicle is 30 kilometers per hour. So on an average, in an hour, they do travel 30 kilometers. So if the distance traveled is 20 kilometers, how much time it will take? Very simple, 40 minutes. I repeat again, the speed of the vehicle is 30 kilometers per hour. And if you are traveling only for 20 kilometers, then how much time it will take? 40 minutes. It means what? 60 minutes they do travel 30 kilometers. So for 20 kilometers, how much time they are going to take? 40 minutes. Similarly, again, in the second case, the distance traveled is only 30 kilometers. So it means what? It will take an hour. It means 60 minutes. Further, Darshan sir, we should take both travel in. Yes, Darshan, when talking about the distance travel, it is onwards plus return. So Farah, hopefully your query is resolved. Anyone having any doubts in this part? You guys can please post your queries. Those who want to copy the solution can please copy. Any doubts, Bhumika? Rushita, any doubts? Komal? I request you guys to please copy the solution. So let's proceed further with the next question. That is example number 6 of my material. A company presently brings coal to its factory from a nearby yard, and the rate paid for transportation of coal from the yard located 6 kilometers away is rupees 50 per ton. So companies procuring coal from an outside company wherein they are paying rupees 50 per tons. The transportation charges they are paying is rupees 50 per ton. The total coal to be handled in a month is 24,000 tons. I repeat again, a company brings coal to its factory from a nearby yard, and the rate paid for transportation of coal from yard located 6 kilometers away to the factory is rupees 50 per ton. So it means they're talking about the transportation cost, that is, they're paying rupees 50 per ton as transportation cost for transportation of coal from a yard that is 6 kilometers away. The total coal to be handled in a month is 24,000 tons. The company is considering to buy its own truck and has the option of buying either a 10-ton capacity truck or a 8-ton capacity truck. The following information is available wherein the data is given related to purchase price, life, scrap value, kilometers per liter of diesels, repair, maintenance, other fixed expenses, further lubricating and sundries per 100 kilometers. Each truck will make 5 trips to and fro on an average of 24 days in a month. Cost of diesel is rupees 15 per liter. Salary of driver is rupees 3,000 per month. 2 drivers will be required for a truck. Other staff expenses are 1,08,000. Prepare a comparative cost sheet on the basis of above data showing the transport cost per ton of operating 10 and 8 truck at full capacity utilization. Okay, Sushil Kumar Barik, when talking about the travel time, again, in the previous question, there is a query wherein Sushil Kumar is asking for the travel time. So, Sushil, the distance traveled in first case is 20 kilometers. And in the second case, it is 30 kilometers. Now, when talking about the speed of the vehicle, it takes 60 minutes to travel 30 kilometers. It takes 60 minutes to travel 30 kilometers. So when talking about the mine B part, we can say that it will take 60 minutes. But here in mine A, the distance is 20 kilometers. So 60 minutes, 30 kilometers. So for 20 kilometers, how many minutes? The cross multiply, you will get the answer. So it's a simple mathematics, Sushil. I'll be discussing this part, Vishali. Have some patience. Further, a query you have posted, I'm not getting what you are asking for. We'll do this, Himanshu. Don't worry, my dear. I hope Sushil Kumar Barik, your query is resolved. Further, I request you guys to please copy the solutions. So now let's proceed further. Hopefully, Sushil, your query is resolved. So now, herein I'm paying the transporter rupees 50 per ton. However, now I'm planning to buy a truck. I have two options, either to buy 10-ton capacity truck or 8-ton capacity truck. So let's start. Now herein, Sushil, hopefully your query is resolved. So herein, in this question, it is given that total number of tons that need to be transported is 24,000. Further, it is given that either we can buy 10-tonner trucks or 8-tonner trucks. Further, each truck will make 5 trips in a day and on an average they will take work for 24 days in a month. So herein we have to calculate that how many vehicles will be required for how many vehicles will be required for transportation of 24,000 tons in a month. We have option that either we can buy 10-ton trucks or 8-ton trucks. So herein, let's say start with the first working note. Now, total coal to be transported is in a month is 24,000 tons and 24,000 tons. Now, one truck will transport how much of coal? Capacity of one truck in a month. So capacity of one truck in a month, it is given that each truck will make 5 trips. So let's say if we are going for a 10-tonner, they will make 5 trips in a day and 24 days in a month. They will make 5 round trips in a day and they will function for 24 days in a month. It means they can transport, the total number of journeys possible is 120. So 120 into 10, it means a truck can transport 1200 tons if it is a 10-tonner. I repeat again, if a truck is a 10-tonner truck, a truck can transport max to max 1200 tons only. Similarly, in case of B also, herein the total number of journeys possible is 5 into 24. That is, a truck can max to max make 120 journey, and if the capacity is 8 ton, it means 960 tons can be transported in a vehicle. So it means number of vehicle required will be how much? I repeat again, the capacity of one truck in a month is how much? 1200 tons. It means if we are buying 10-tonner trucks, it means they can transport max to max 1200 tons only. Because I repeat again, in a day they can make 5 trips. In a month they can make 120 trips. And if the capacity of a trip to transport the tons is how much? 10 tons in first case and 8 tons in second case. So the total capacity of the vehicle to transport the coal is how much? 1200 in first case and 960 in second case. So at the end of the month, we need 24,000 tons to be transported, and a truck can transport max to max 1200 tons if it is a 10-tonner truck. So the total number of vehicles required is 20 in the first case, and 24,000 divided by 960, it means 25 vehicles in the second case. So if we want to buy our own vehicle, then at least 20 trucks we have to buy if we want 10-tonner trucks, and we have to buy 25 vehicles if we want 8-tonner trucks. If you guys have any doubts in this part, you guys can please post your queries. This part is very important. Again, This question is, I mean, कुछ एक previous attempt में ये question आया था, so I have taken it from the past exam papers only this question. If you guys have any doubts in this calculation part, you guys can please post your queries. Herein, the total number of the total quantity that is to be transported is 24,000 tons, and a truck can transport max to max 1,200 tons if it is 10-tonner truck. And when talking about 8-tonner truck, the maximum quantity that they can transport is only 960 ton. So we have to buy more number of vehicles. So how many vehicles? If we want to buy 10-tonner trucks, then we have to buy 20 vehicles. If we want to buy 8-tonner truck, then we have to buy 25 vehicles. If you guys have any doubts in this part, you guys can please post your query. Yes, Vaishali, Sushil, Bhumika, Farah Sayyed, Rushita, any doubts? Ishan, Suraj, Himanshu, Sudhanshu, anyone having any doubts? This part is very important, guys. Waiting for your queries, guys. So now let's start with the question. So fixed oblique standing cost. So let's start with the first cost, that is depreciation. We are preparing this statement monthly because 24,000 tons are to be transported in a month. So we'll be preparing as per the months only. So when talking about depreciation, in the first case, the cost is 10 lakh. The cost of the truck is 10 lakh. The scrap value is nil. And the useful life is 5 years. Since we have to convert it into monthly, so into 1 by 12, into the total number of vehicles required is how much? 20. Similarly, in the second case, again, 8,50,000 is the cost, divided by useful life is 5 years. Again, we have to calculate it per month, so into 1 by 12, into the number of vehicles required is how much? 25. So this is how the depreciation will be calculated. So 10 lakh divided by 5 divided by 12 into 20. So this will be 3,33,333. Now, when talking about the kilometer per liter of diesel, this is a variable cost, so I'll be discussing this part separately. Repair and maintenance cost is again the maintenance cost, so I'll be writing it separately. Now, other fixed expenses per annum. Other fixed expenses. Again, the other fixed expenses are given per annum. So we have to convert it into month. So 60,000 divided by 12. 5,000 and 36,000 divided by 12. So this will be 3,000. Further, lubricating and sundries, again depending upon kilometers, so it is a variable cost. Further, it is given that the salary of driver is 3,000 per month and 2 drivers will be required for a truck. 3,000 per month into 2 drivers will be required for a vehicle into 20 trucks. Similarly, in this case also 3,000 into 2 into 25. So in the first case, it will be 3,000 into 2 into 20. So this will be 1,20,000. And in the second case, 6,000 into 25, this will be 1,50,000. Further, it is given other staff expenses are 1,08,000 per annum. So 1,08,000 divided by 12, this is 9,009. So this is all what about the fixed cost. Now we'll start with variable cost or running cost. In these, the first will be the diesel cost, that is the cost of diesel. Now, for calculation of the cost of diesel, we need to calculate the total distance traveled. So the second is calculation of cost of diesel. And this will first calculate the distance traveled. So guys, I want you guys to calculate the distance traveled. If it is a 10-tonner truck and again, if it is a 8-tonner truck. So waiting for your answers, guys. So now there are few queries. Why we are calculating the number of trucks when it is not asked? So see, Vaishali, herein the total quantity that is to be transported is 24,000 tons. The total quantity that is to be transported in a month is 24,000 tons. Now, if we buy a 10-tonner truck, एक ट्रक कितना ट्रांसपोर्ट कर सकता है मैक्स टू मैक्स इन अ मंथ? ओनली 1,200 tons. How come 1,200 tons? Wherein, how come 1,200 tons? Wherein that they can, एक ट्रक जो है मैक्स टू मैक्स 5 trips कर सकता है in a day and 24 days in a month. It means how many trips a truck can do? Only 120 trips a truck can do. And if it is a 10-tonner truck, then the goods that can be transported in a truck is 1200. Similarly, if it is a 8-tonner truck, then 120 into 8, that is the number of tons that can be transported by one truck is 960. So we'll be needing more trucks. So that's why I have calculated this part. Further, Darshan, sir, why we are calculating the monthly part herein? It is given in the question that we have to transport 24,000 tons in a month. So why to do extra exercise that convert it into yearly? Then again, at the end of the day, we have to calculate the cost of the transport per ton. So better to calculate it in monthly only. Namish, but I hope this depreciation part is clear. Okay, if it is given per truck, then yes, we will calculate per truck. So Sudhanshu, when talking about the other fixed expenses, it is given per annum. It means it is for all the trucks. For the other staff expenses, again, it is given per annum. So it will be for all the trucks. But yes, the repairs and maintenance cost is given per truck per annum. So we'll be multiplying it with the number of the vehicles. See, other fixed expenses are 60,000 per annum, not per truck. So 60,000, we will assume that it is for all the trucks. So 60,000 divided by 12, this is how I got 5,000, and 36,000 divided by 12, that is 3,000. This is how I got 3,000. So now waiting for your answers, guys, you have to calculate the distance traveled, the total distance traveled by 10-tonner trucks and 8-tonner trucks. Again, I repeat, the total distance traveled means the total distance traveled by total 20 vehicles in first case and 25 vehicles in the second case. So waiting for your answers, guys. Okay, so Sudhanshu, I've got answer from Arya. Let me check, Arya, your answer is correct or not. Sudhanshu, for 10-tonner trucks, he has calculated the cost of diesel. So I need to check, my dear. Himanshu Pathak, I've got answer from Himanshu Pathak. I think, Himanshu, your answer is correct. Yes, Darshan, the purchase price is relevant only for the purpose of calculating depreciation. I request you guys to please post your answers. I want that how much is the distance traveled by every vehicle. I mean, in both the cases. So I've got answer from Rajesh. I've got answer from Ms. Singh Rajiv Kumar. I request you guys to please post your answers. Yes, Rushita, Bhumika, Sudhanshu. Okay, Sudhanshu has posted the final answer. Yes, Vikas, please post your answer. Vaishali Bindal, please post your answer. I think so. Yes, Sudhanshu. Okay, I've got answer from Miss Guduri. Let me check. Again, Darshan has posted the answer. So let me check Darshan. Waiting for your answers, guys. I want every one of you to please post the answer. Okay, I've got answer from Dhruti. Very good morning, Dhruti. Yes, your answer is correct, my dear. Darshan, your answer is correct. Very good, Darshan. Arya, please recheck your answer. Sudhanshu, please recheck your answer. Himanshu, your answer is correct. Rajesh, please check your answer. Miss Singh Rajiv Kumar, please check your answer. Darshan, your answer is correct. Miss Guduri, correct answer. Dhruti, correct answer. Still waiting for the answers, guys. Be quick. Examiner is not going to give you that much of time. Yes, Bhumika. Dikshita, Komal Prajapati, Mr. Suraj, Farah Sayyed, Ishan, Aditya, Sushil Kumar. Waiting for your answers, guys. Okay, I've got answer from Vaishali. It is correct. Let me check, Sudhanshu. Yes, Bhumika, waiting for your answer, my dear. Komal Prajapati. Namish, waiting for your answer. Okay, I've got answer from Rashmi Podar. Answer is incorrect. Bhumika, I'm surprised. Your answer is incorrect, my dear. Rashmi, again, your answer is incorrect. So now when talking about the total distance traveled in case of 10-tonner truck and 8-tonner truck, can make max to max 5 journeys in a day, 24 times in a month, into the number of vehicles is 20. I repeat again, 6 onward, 6 return. Total a trip is of 12 kilometers into 5 times in a day into 24 times in a month into the total number of vehicles is 20. So 12 into 5 into 24 into 20. So this will be 28,800. Similarly, again, in this case also, total distance traveled is 12 into 5 into 24 into the number of vehicles are 25. So 12 into 5 into 24 into 25. So this will be 36,000. When talking about the diesel cost, it is given that the kilometer per liter of diesel is 3 and 4. And further, the cost of diesel is 15. So guys, I request you to please post your answer. Rashmi, now it is correct. Very good. Bhumika, very good. Correct now. Sushil Kumar, correct. So now you guys have to calculate the cost of diesel. Again, waiting for your answers, guys. Herein, the average of the vehicle is given, that is kilometer per liter of diesel is 3 and the cost of diesel is 15. So waiting for your answers, guys. What will be the cost of diesel? Very good, Komal. What will be the cost of diesel, guys? Kilometer, it is given that on an average a vehicle runs for 3 kilometers per liter of diesel and the cost of diesel is 15 rupees per liter. So waiting for your answers. Okay, I've got answer from Arya. Let me check, Arya, your answer. Arya, your answer is incorrect, I think. Please check your answer, Arya. You guys have to please post your answer. That is the cost of diesel in case of 10 tons and 8-tonner trucks. Okay, so I've got answer from Himanshu. Your answer is correct. Darshan, correct answer. Miss Guduri, correct answer. Arya, please Recheck your answer, my dear. Okay, I've got answer from Bhumika. Please recheck your answer for 1 second. Rashmi Podar, very good, correct answer. So, Bhumika, please check your second answer. It is incorrect. Miss Guduri, your answer is correct. Rashmi Podar, correct answer. Sudhanshu, correct answer. Sudhanshu, again, please check the second answer. Vishali Bindal, correct answer. Rashmi Podar, both the answers are correct. So herein, when talking about the cost of diesel, 28,800 kilometers we are traveling, and in this case, 36,000 kilometers we are traveling. Further, in 1 liter of diesel, the truck runs on an average for 3 kilometers, and in this case, 4 kilometers. Further, the cost of diesel is 15 and 15. So this will be the final answer, that is 28,800 divided by 3 into 15. So 1,44,000 in the first case. One lakh 35,000 in the second. Similarly, when talking about the lubricating oil and sundry, it is for 100 kilometers, the cost is 20 and 20. So what 28,800 for every 100 kilometers, the cost is 20. So this will be 5760. Further, when talking about the maintenance cost, it is repairs and maintenance per truck per annum is 60,000. So 60,000 per truck per annum. So 60,000 divided by 12. So per month cost is 5,000 into 20. This will be 1 lakh. Similarly, here in the second case, it is 48,000. So 48,000 into 1 by 12 into 25. This will also be 1 lakh. So we'll calculate the total cost, that is 333 plus 5,000 plus 120 plus 9,000. So this is how the total cost will be calculated. Very good, Komal. Very good, Miss Survase. Very good, Bhumika. Very good, Arya. Now your answer is correct. So if you guys have any doubts in this part, you guys can please post your query. To and fro means onwards and return, Sushil. So we'll calculate the cost per ton. Total quantity that is to be transported is 24,000 tons. So 717,093 divided by 24,000. So it's going to cost us 29.88. And in the second case, 758,367. So this will be 31.60. So here in the transporter is charging us rupees 50 per ton. However, if we buy our own truck, then for the 10 tonner truck, our cost will be 29.88, and for the 8 tonner trucks, the cost will be 31.60. So better we should buy 10 tonner trucks for transportation of our material. If you guys have any doubts, queries in this part, you guys can please post your query, giving you 3 to 4 minutes time. So I request you guys to please copy the solution, and whatever the queries you have, you guys can please post your queries. Darshan, the question is not asking us to calculate the cost per ton kilometer, but yes, we have to make decision that whether to get the transportation done from the outside company or to buy our own vehicle. So herein, after all this exercise, the conclusion is that we should buy 10-tonner trucks since the cost per transportation of the transportation cost per ton is minimum in this case. No worries, Arunima, that's completely okay. I have discussed two questions. I'll be discussing few more questions, so you can check the recorded lecture over YouTube, Arunima. Sir, cost per kaise aaya? Vaishali Bindal. So Vaishali, this is the total cost divided by 24,000 tons. So this is how I got the cost per ton. And please take care. Get well soon, Arunima. So a question for you guys now. Just give me a minute time. So a question for you guys, a truck can make 4 round trips in a day and can operate for 25 days in a month, the company has two options, either to buy 8-ton truck or 12-ton truck. Total quantity to be transported in a month is 96,000 tons. Calculate the number of vehicles required for transportation and the distance in kilometer if one-way trip is of 8 kilometers. So waiting for your answers, guys. You are required to calculate the number of vehicles required if it is a 8-ton truck or 10-ton trucks and the distance traveled by each, whether it is 8-ton trucks or 10-ton trucks. So waiting for your answers, guys. You guys have 4 minutes time. It's 8:11 by 8:15. I want you guys to, every one of you guys, to please post the answers. Because in exams, you have to manage the time also. So it's for 4 minutes. In 4 minutes, whatever the answer I'm getting, I'll be taking your answers. So waiting for your answers. Okay, I've got answer from Miss Guduri. Let me check. Hello, Mr. Bhaskar. Okay, I got answer from Darshan also. So I've got correct answer from Miss Guduri and Darshan. Rest everyone, it's already 8:14. Yes, Sushil, Vaishali, Komal, Miss Survase, Bhumika, Arya, Rushita. I have not got any answer from you. Miss Rashmi Poddar, Sudhanshu and Himanshu, Darshan. Sorry, Darshan, I've got answer. Miss Singh, Rajiv Kumar, Rajesh K, Miss Farah. Okay, I've got answer from Rashmi Poddar. Very good, Rashmi. Your answer is correct. Miss Guduri, yes, your answer is correct. Rest everyone. Bhumika, yes. Komal, waiting for your answers, guys. Quick. Very good, Himanshu. I think your answers are correct. Vishali, very good. Yes, Arya, your answer is correct. Very good. Varsha, please recheck your answer. So I've got answer from Vishali. Your answer is correct. Rajesh K, your answer is correct. Still, I have not got answer from many of you. Komal, Bhumika, Rushita, Sushil Kumar. Anyways, guys, I request you to please copy the solution. Very good, Bhumika. I request you guys to please copy the solution. So this is all what about this question. Now I'll be discussing a question from study material. That is illustration number 4. So I request you guys to please read illustration number 4. Let's take a break of 15 minutes. Thereafter, we'll be back with illustration number 4 of the study material. So let's take a break of 15 minutes. Welcome back, my friends. So there is a query from Komal sir. Calculation of number of vehicles समझ नहीं आया. So Komal, my dear, see the total quantity that is to be transported is 96,000 tons. Now every vehicle, that is every 8-tonner vehicle can transport max to max 800 tons. That is how come 800 tons? 4 trips in a day into 25 days in a month into every trip can carry 8 tons. So 4 into 25 into 800. So a truck can transport 800 tons and the total quantity that is to be transported is 96,000 tons in a month. So we need 120 vehicles. Similarly, again in this case, 4 trips in a day into 25 days in a month into the capacity is 12 tons. So a truck can transport 1200 tons. So in aggregate, we have to transport 96,000 tons. So the total number of vehicles required will be 80. So now let's start with illustration number 4 of the study material. Let's start with illustration number 4 of the study material. So SMC is a public school having 5 buses, each plying in different direction for the transportation of its school students. I request you guys to please open your study material, as many of the students raised this query that sir, please discuss illustration number 4 from the study material. So SMC is a public school having 5 buses, each plying in different direction for the transportation of its students. In a view of large number of students availing of the bus service, the bus works 2 shifts daily, both in the morning and in the afternoon. The bus are garaged in the school. The workload of the students has been so arranged that in the morning, the first trips pick up senior students and the second trips, plying an hour later, pick up the junior students. Similarly, in the afternoon, the first trip takes the junior students home and an hour later, the second trip takes the senior students home. The distance traveled by each bus one way is 8 kilometers. The school works for 25 days in a month and remain closed for vacation, that is in May, June and December. The bus fees, however, is payable by all the students for 12 months in a year. Further, the driver salary, it is given, that is 4,000 per month, and the cleaner salary is 3,500 per month. The salary are payable for all the 12 months. Further, one cleaner is employed for all the 5 buses. License fees, taxes, etc. is 8,600 per bus per annum. Insurance, repairs cost is given. Purchase price of a bus is given. Life of each bus is given, that is 12 years. Scrap value of the bus at the end of the year. So the scrap value is given, that is 3 lakh. The diesel cost is rupees 45 per liter. Each bus giving a mileage of 4 km per liter of diesel. The seating capacity of each bus is 50 students. The seating capacity is fully occupied during the whole year. Students picked up and dropped within a range up to 4 km of distance from the school are charged half fare, and 50% of students traveling in each trip are in this category. Ignore interest since the charges are to be based on average. Ignore interest since the charges are to be based on average cost. You are required to prepare a statement showing the expenses of operating a single bus and a fleet of 5 buses. Further, work out the average cost per student per month in respect of the students coming from a distance up to 4 kilometers and more than 4 kilometers. So let's start. So let's start. When talking about the driver salary, it is 4,500 per month into 12 months. So this will be 54,000. If it is 5 bus, then it will be 2,70,000. When talking about the cleaner salary, it is 3,500 per month into 12 months. So 42,000 for all the 5 buses. So if we talk about one bus, it will be 8,400. The next is license fees, taxes, etc. 8,006 per bus per annum. So the license fees is 8,600 per bus per annum. This will be 43,000. When talking about insurance, it is 10,000 per bus per annum. So for 5 buses, it will be 50,000. Further, repair and maintenance will cost part of maintenance cost. We'll first calculate the depreciation. When talking about the depreciation part, the purchase price of the bus is 15 lakh. And the scrap value is 3 lakh divided by 12 years. So 1 lakh is the depreciation for one bus. So for 5 bus, it will be 5 lakh. So this is all what about fixed cost or standing cost. Next, we have to calculate is the variable cost or running cost. So herein, when talking about variable cost or running cost, it covers diesel cost. So the diesel is 45 rupees per liter. And further, it is given that the mileage of the vehicle is 4 kilometer per liter of diesel. So we have to calculate the distance traveled. So when talking about the distance traveled, let's get back to paragraph number first of the question. Herein, it is given that the workload of the students has been so arranged that in the morning, the first trip picks up the senior students. So the first trip starts with that they do pick up the senior students. Thereafter, it comes back to school. Then again, they go for junior students, and then it comes back to school. So this is how the workload is divided, wherein the bus is garaged in the school, and the first trip pick up senior students को pick up करने जाती है, वापस school आती है. Then again it goes to pick up junior students, and then again it come back to school. So this is for the morning shift. This is for the morning shift. Now in the afternoon again they have to drop the students. So they will drop the first they are dropping, I think, the junior students. So they drop the junior students again, the bus come back to school. They drop the senior students and then bus come back to school and garage in school. So this is about afternoon. I repeat again, in the morning, the bus goes to pick up the students, then come back to school. Then again the bus goes to pick up the students, then come back to school. So this is how the workload is arranged. In the afternoon, they have to drop the students. So they do drop junior students, then come back to school. Then they do drop senior students, and then they come back to school. So this is how they have managed their task. And when talking about the every trip, the one-way trip is of 8 kilometers. So 8 kilometers, 8 kilometers, 8 kilometers, 8 kilometers. So this is how the distance traveled will be calculated. So in short, on an average, a bus travels for 64 kilometers in a day into how many times in a month? 25 days in a month into, since it is given in the question that they are closed in the month of May, June and December. So they work for 9 days in a month, 9 months in a year. So this is how we will calculate the distance traveled by every bus. So 64 kilometers in a day into 25 days in a month into 9 months in a year. So for 5 buses, if you guys have any doubts in this calculation, you guys can please post your query. Waiting for your answers, guys. Waiting for your queries, guys. This is how the distance is calculated, wherein they go to pick up the first batch of students, then coming back to school, then the second batch of students, then coming back to school. And in the afternoon shift, they do drop the students. So if you guys have any doubts in this part, you guys can please post your queries. So now we can easily calculate the diesel cost. So herein it is given in the question that the bus gives a mileage of 4 kilometers for every liter of diesel. So that the total distance traveled is 14,400 divided by 4. So 3,600 liters of diesel is required at the rate 45. So the diesel cost will be how much? 1,62,000. This will be 8,10,000. Now the last is the maintenance cost. When talking about the maintenance cost, it is given that repair and maintenance is 35,000 per bus per annum. 35,000 per bus per annum. So for 5 buses, it will be 1,75,000. So let's calculate the total cost: 54,000, 8,400, 8,600, 10,000, and 1 lakh. That is 1,81,000, 1,62,000, and 35,000. So my total cost per annum will be how much? 3,78,000. Similarly, in this case, 270 plus 42,000 plus 43,000 plus 50,000 and plus 5 lakh. So this will be 9,05,000. This will be 8,10,000. This will be 1 lakh. If you guys have any doubts in this part, you guys can please post your queries. Waiting for your queries, guys. Yes, Bhumika, Himanshu, Sudhanshu, any doubt? Now herein the question is asking us that you have to work out the average cost per student per month. So herein they are asking us to calculate the cost per month per student. So let's calculate the cost per month. The total cost per month will be how much? For one bus, it will be 378 divided by 12. That is 31,500. And this will be 157,500. Now we have to calculate the cost per student per month. Now guys, this part is very interesting, wherein in a bus, on and average, the number of students traveling are how much? Very simple, guys. In a particular bus, a bus is catering how many students? A bus is catering 100 students. That is 50 students they are going to pick up and 50 students they are coming to school. So this is the data for 50 students. This is the data for 50 students. Again, when talking about this is pickup, this part talks about pickup. And when talking about drop also, again, these 50 students that are picked in the morning are going back to home. So again, the first shift, the students are dropped home, and of the second shift, the students are dropped home. So herein, what I want to say is, a bus is catering on an average 100 students. That is, 50 are the senior students, 50 are the junior students. बस मॉर्निंग शिफ्ट में उनको लेने जाता है और आफ्टरनून शिफ्ट में उनको छोड़ने जाता है. So this is how it works. So now, what I want to say is that a bus caters 100 students at a time. So herein it is given in the question that those who are traveling up to 4 kilometers, half of the fare is charged, and 50% students are availing. 50% of students are those who are traveling up to 4 kilometers. So let's assume the fare to be charged for distance up to 4 kilometers be X. So for more than 4 kilometers, it will be 2X. Now, a bus is catering 100 students, that is 50 the senior students, 50 the junior students. So out of this 50% are traveling up to 4 kilometers, and more than 50% students are traveling for more than 4 kilometers. So herein, out of 100 students that they are catering, 50 students are traveling up to 4 kilometers and 50 students are traveling for more than 4 kilometers. So let's say the fare of these 50 students will be what? X. And the fare and the cost of the remaining 50 students will be what? 2X. And this should be equal to 31,500, the cost of the bus. So 50 plus 100, 150X, it should be equal to 31,500. So X will be how much? That is 210. So it means what? Up to 4 kilometers, the fare will be how much? 210. And more than 4 kilometers, the fare will be double, that is 420. I repeat again, guys, the bus is catering 100 students. Of these 100 students, 50 are traveling up to 4 kilometers. So let's say their fare is X. And the students who are traveling more than 4 kilometers is only 50. So their fare will be what? 2X. So 50 into X plus 50 into 2X, this should be equal to my total cost, that is 31,500. So this is how I got the fare for the students. Anyone having any doubts, queries, can please post your query. It is the distribution of the cost, Ms. Singh, Rajiv Kumar. So I request you guys to please copy the solution. This is the easiest possible way to solve the question. Still, if you guys have any doubts or queries, you guys can please post your queries. Mrs. Anisha, when talking about the calculation of cost per month, 3,78,000 is the cost for a year. If we divide it by 12, we will get the cost per month. Thank you so much, Sudhanshu. So can you please repeat the cost of traveling for up to 4 kilometers and more? So, Bhumika, I repeat again, the total number of students a particular bus catering is 100. That is, they do pick up and drop total 100 students. That is 50 are junior, 50 are senior. So total number of students a bus is catering is 100. Now, out of these 100 students, 50% are the students, that is 50 students travel up to 4 kilometers and 50 students travel for beyond 4 kilometers. So the fare, let's assume that the fare of these 50 students who travel up to 4 kilometers be X. That is, it is given in the question that half of the fare is charged for the students who are traveling up to 4 kilometers. So let's assume that the fare for the students who are traveling up to 4 kilometers be X. So the total fare will be about 50X. Now, for the students who are traveling more than 4 kilometers, let's say their fare is 2X. So 50 into 2X, that is 100X. So 50X plus 100X should be equal to 31,500. So this is how I got the final answer. I hope Anisha and Bhumika, your query is resolved. Anyone having any doubts, queries, can please post your query. Okay, there was a query from one of the students in illustration number 5, that is how to calculate absolute and commercial ton kilometer. So I request you, my dear, to do prepare that diagram, that is A, B, and C. You will be able to solve this question. Try solving this question, illustration number 5. If not, then I'll be discussing this part in the next session. Now let's get back to my material. Now I'm discussing example number 7 of my material. So let's start with example number 7. So in order to develop tourism, ABCL airline has been given permit to operate 3 flights in a week, that is between X and Y cities, both sides. The airline operate a single aircraft of 160 seats capacity. The normal occupancy is 60% throughout the year of 52 weeks. The one-way fare is 7,200. The cost of operating a flight is fuel cost is 96,000 for per flight. Food served on board on non-chargeable basis is 125 per passenger. The commission is 5% of the fare applicable for all the booking. Fixed cost is 3,50,000 per flight, and the landing charges are 72,000 per flight. Calculate the net operating income per flight. Further, the airline expects that its occupancy will increase to 108 passenger if the fare is reduced to 6720. Advise whether the proposal should be implemented or not. So let's start with example number 7. So let's start with illustration number 7, wherein the airline operates a single aircraft of 160 seats. The normal occupancy is 60%, and the one-way fare is 7,200. So when talking about the revenue, it is given that the seating capacity is 160 seats. However, the occupancy is 60%. So 160 into 60%. And the fare charged per passenger is 7,200. So 160 into 60% into 7,200. So this will be 691,200. Now we'll adjust all the variable cost. When talking about the variable cost, it is given that the fuel cost is variable, that is 96,000. My fuel cost is 96,000. Further, the food is served on board on non-chargeable basis, that is 125 per passenger. So the total number of passengers traveling are 96 into 125. This will be 12,000. Further, the commission is 5% of the fare applicable for all the bookings. So my total variable cost will be how much? And contribution will be revenue minus variable cost. So 96,000 plus 12,000 plus 34,560. 142,560. When talking about the fixed cost, when talking about the fixed cost, it is given in the question that aircraft lease is 3,50,000 per flight. Further, the landing charges are 72,000 per flight. So the total cost will be 422. So profit will be 1,266. This is the operating income per flight. If you guys have any doubts, then you guys can please post your queries. We are talking about per flight darshan, that is only for one flight, that is only for one trip, that is onward trips. Now further the question is asking us that the airline expect that its occupancy will increase to 108 passengers per flight if the fare is reduced to 6720. Advise whether this proposal should be implemented or not. So this is the first part and second part. I request you guys to please solve the second part and post your answers. So waiting for your answers, guys. What if in case, if the number of passengers are increased to 108, if the fare is reduced to 6720. So you guys have to calculate the answer. The revenue will be changed. The variable cost will be different, but yes, the fixed cost will remain same. So I request you guys to please post your answer on second part. If the airline reduce the fare to 6720 and the number of passengers are increased to 108, what will be the income? So waiting for your answers, guys. Waiting for your answers, guys. Yes, Darshan, Bhumika, Anisha, Vishali, Sudhanshu, Bhumika, Himanshu, Komal, waiting for your answers quick. Okay, so Darshan is the first one to answer. I've got answer from Darshan. Yes, fuel will remain same, Bhumika. Okay, I've got answer from Vishali. I think your answer is correct. Let me check Vishali. So I've got answer from Darshan and Vishali. Rest everyone waiting for your answers, guys. Okay, I've got answer from Mr. Namish Bhatt. I've got answer from Miss Guduri, Mr. Sudhanshu. I think Sudhanshu, your answer is not matching with the other students. Rest everybody's answer is same. Okay, Namish, I think again, let me check the answer, the final answer. I've got answer from Sudhanshu, Guduri, Rajesh K. Again, your answer is different. Most of the students are not getting the same answers. So this is the correct answer. That is 157,972. Again, the question was very simple. Okay, I've got correct answer now from Nemish, Darshan, Vishali. Nemish, earlier your answer was incorrect. Ms. Guduri, please recheck your answer. Rajesh K, please recheck your answer. Rashmi Poddar, no worries. Bhumika, your answer is correct. Rashmi, please check your answer. Nemish, the second time you posted the correct answer. I request you guys to please copy the solution. So guys, we are done with the questions relating to transportation industry. I request you guys to please solve the practical questions of study material. That is, you can solve illustration number 2, illustration number 3, illustration number 4, illustration number 5. Out of this, at least, 2-3 questions I've already discussed. I request you guys to please solve the questions on your own, the same questions, that is illustration number 4, 3. I request you guys to please solve it on your own. Try solving these questions in writing. Further, you guys can solve few practical questions also. That is, one second. Solve practical question number 2, practical question number 3. So you guys can solve these questions very easily. Plus, if possible, try to solve few more questions from past practice manual. I'll be completing this chapter in the next session. So do solve all the questions what I have discussed, plus the questions of study material and past practice manual relating to transportation industry. I'll be winding up this chapter in the next session. So that's it for the day, guys. Thank you so much for your time and patience. God bless you. Again, there is no alternate of hard work. Try to solve each and every question in writing rather than doing ticking. I have, ये चीज मैंने कई बार काफी lectures में भी बोली है. So very important. Try to solve questions in writing rather than doing ticking in the study material or any other books, whatever it is. So, one second. Miss S, you can continue. You can continue with continue from the next session. I hope you, whatever the part I have discussed, I hope you are thorough with whatever I have discussed. So, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for your time and patience. Let's meet in the next session with the remaining part of service costing. Thank you so much.